Hey, good morning. So I've been thinking about some things, like constantly. Um, it's not as much thinking as just based off what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. I'm getting a grasp on what we may see. Now, this is what we may see happen. It's frightening because I think none of us would have ever imagined it could happen this way. I hope you're all okay. I'm doing all right. I don't have any kids, so um, and I cook a lot of my own food. Um, I definitely missed you guys a lot. I have one friend I've been hanging out with, and she's only hanging out with me too. So I've decided to only wear a mask, or I mean, wear a mask whenever I go out. Um, Whenever I go to the store or whenever I go anywhere else, but I'm not even going anywhere, you know. But this is the deal. We're going to talk about specifically Tacoma and Seattle. So within this last boom, where rents went up, house values went up, you know, stock markets almost 30,000 at one point. Everything looks um, just golden, right? Well, now look at it. So you have thousands and thousands of people that work, I mean, to cover rents. Luckily, my rent's cheap. I live in a small spot, but my rent's pretty cheap. But I'm talking about rents of your average apartment in Seattle, and Tacoma's no joke. I mean, $1,000 a month is average for a one bedroom, you know, now for sure. But you lose your job and you're used to working to pay your rent, to buy your food, put gas in your car, to do what we are conditioned to do. It all seems normal. It all seems the fact is it's not. What's going to happen is they're going to have to put a rent freeze. I don't see any other way around it. Because there's such a snowball effect if they don't. Now, this may be, I mean, just, oh God, it's just, you guys got to think about this. If you don't pay rent and you get kicked out and then, you get evicted, I mean, can you imagine that right now? Can you imagine things like changing from where we're at anytime soon? If you think things are going to be rosy and healthy anytime soon, you're not looking at the data, you know. And I know there's some people that still scoff at this, you know, and I get it. At the very beginning of this, I didn't understand. You know, it felt like a power play. It is a power play though, but on the financial side, obviously. But you know, you have to go and look at the cases all around the world and the numbers. There's YouTube channels that post all of them and how they're increasing. And based on when these countries get it, so the world is in a world of shit for sure. Anyway, there's going to have to be a rent freeze because there's no other way around it. You know, when somebody runs out of money, they're going to be on the street, or they're going to move in with family. So all of a sudden you have, you know, because of what's happening, you have family of three all of a sudden being a family of 6, 7, 8. You know, so then you have groups of people living together, and can those groups of people even living together, are they even able to support themselves, to pay mortgages, to pay rent? Um, so there's a snowball effect. You know, the very massively um, densely populated areas, they're already wanting to split, but they won't let them. You know, at this point, you know, the real populated cities, you can't leave. You know, but of course, like when this lets up, see, this is the thing. We're in. It's a vicious circle because as it starts to clear up, and we're going to see it in Washington first. You know, most likely, we're going to see things start to um, go the other direction. As long as people don't get reckless as spring get, the weather's about to get beautiful here, and people lose their minds. But remember, just one case pops up somewhere, it's all over. So how long can this last? How long can this go on? If just one case can send this whole thing back to, but see, it's the concern level before the infection level, because we can see what the infection level can do. That's why people that scoff don't get it. You know, you got to get a handle on this before it gets out of control. That's the whole point. This isn't your average. This isn't a flu. It's something completely different. I mean, it's a new deal. It's a new game. There's unbelievable measures they're talking about and tracking, based out of China. Will they do it? Track you on your cell phone? Are you infected? Are you not? Of course they will. Because the only other option is completely losing all control of this country. And the ones in power, think about that. Do they want to lose all control of this country? Well, they're this close to it right now, so they're going to do anything in their power to keep control of this and keep control of the country. Mark my words on that. So, see, that's where your your ultra patriotic views worked in 1776 and probably worked in 1876 and maybe even worked in 1976, you know. Now, I don't know. Survival is, survival is the name of the game right now for all of us, you know. We want all of our friends and family to be okay, and we want to survive. Will we go any measure to survive? Most people will. No doubt about it. And you know, like I've written, you know, don't go to if you go to the don't say don't. If you go to the dark place, just remember we're all dealing with this together, okay? Like I said, man, anybody can call me, you know. I'm happy to talk. Believe me. I'll talk your ear off. I have unlimited minutes, you know. I grew up in a time where punk rock to me was the sensible. It made sense. It's like the lyrics were looking at things realistically. You know, when I listened to the news, when I saw the plastic candy-coated world around me, it didn't seem right, because every time I got up in the morning and was forced to go to school and was told to do this, and nothing made sense other than my punk rock world, you know, my punk rock friends, my band. It made sense. But see, that's the whole thing, because that was the truth. That's the energy of that time, you know. So I think a lot of us could feel something was gradually this something was moving towards a horrible scenario, you know. And I have thought it would have been nuclear war, personally, or another nuclear weapon goes off, you know. I mean, I think the people that I know and what the emotions we were dealing with, we were in fear that the hand of doom was at the control of the dictators and the powers in charge, that they had control through and they still do, of course. Nuclear weapons are not off the table, that's for sure. But I would have never imagined that I would see this, you know. I'm going to sleep and waking up. I didn't sleep too good last night, but I'm waking up, and the nightmare is my waking life. The bad dream continues. But whatever I'm dreaming at night isn't as bad as when I wake up, you know? And I'm not living in fear as much as I'm living in understanding of what's going on around me. And what's going on is it's a complete change of everything. It's crazy. Alright, you guys, stay healthy, for sure. Eat well. Wear your masks wherever you go, alright? Wear your masks. Please. If you're not going to be around anybody at all, then okay, but if you're for sure not going to be around anyone, because this is definitely contagious like the chicken pox. This is contagious like that. I mean, you're next to somebody that has it, your chances of getting it are really fucking good. You know? So, alright, take care. Bye.